If you want to put out a fire, you have to know what is on fire. If you take a fire extinguisher and you wave it about blindly or randomly in a panic at flames, you will not put out the fire. The flames, they're not the actual thing that is on fire. They're not the combustion. You have to look down at the bottom of the flame, see the object that is burning, and aim the fire extinguisher there. This is a simple concept. We can all agree on this. Well, then, why aren't we doing this in our inner work? In our spiritual healing, physical healing, energy healing, trauma healing, whatever we're doing, we are dealing with the symptom and not the cause, the flames and not the actual thing that is on fire. Let me explain this. Because this, in my experience, 100% of the times is what is actually the misalignment of all the work. You know, people come to me and they say, let's develop some magical meditation routine or do some special ceremony or learn some special technique that will fix the fact that I am not well. And they're looking, almost all of the time, they've been to many different people looking for many different techniques to work and saying this technique didn't work and that technique didn't work and the next technique didn't work. The honest truth is that the failure is not in the technique. The failure is where the technique is being applied to. The wound is misunderstood. So I will explain this more, but if I could put it in one sentence, I would say that you have forgotten that you are well. And you are trying to fix this by fixing your unwellness. Think about that for a second. That is a paradox. That is that's missing the target, and it is absolutely futile. You have forgotten that you are well, and that now the goal, the assignment, is to fix the fact that you are not well. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't, of course, physical pains, and of course, emotional pains and triggers and memories, and things are challenging. You know, the thoughts, the intrusions, all that is challenging, yes. But that does not mean that you are not well. Let me explain that. What you are is not your body. What you are is consciousness. And even if your body was in absolute torture, your consciousness is not. You're not your thoughts. Even if the thoughts are being hijacked, if they're intrusive thoughts, if they're incessant thoughts, you are well. You are dealing with thoughts that are not well. If your emotions are volatile, there's pain, there's depression, there's anger, there's something bottled up, there's something flaring up, there's constant anger or anxiety, you are well, and you are dealing with a mass of emotions that need to be fixed. In the physical case, no matter how bad the pain is, and again, I speak from experience because I've been there, I've been in literal mind-numbing pain, you are well, and you are dealing with a body that is in pain. And this little tiny distinction is what is going to help you to understand how to fix what's wrong. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying, oh, well, you know, mind, body, emotions, they suck. What are you going to do? Deal with it. Suck it up. Just be like, la, la, la. Focus on the part of you that's okay, and you'll be fine. And just be okay, but also suffer at the same time. I am not saying that. What we are all trying to do, everyone who comes to me, myself on my own personal journey, what we're trying to do is find the higher self or find God. Elicit mercy and help from that reluctant being, and hopefully one day be worthy of it. and hopefully crack the mystery of what is this great self and spirit and enlightenment and this and maybe if we're really disciplined, this really great moment will show up and just all of a sudden the mind will stop and joy and bliss will return and we will be in ecstasy. And when that happens, we will be okay. That will not happen if your cognition, your core belief about yourself and about your state is, I am not well. I am separated from the self and from the divine, from God. I am unworthy. This higher consciousness or higher being is unwilling, and I have been begging and asking for help for a long time, and the help won't come. And I don't know if I will ever deserve it, and I don't know if the suffering will ever end. You have to understand that the thing you think you're suffering from, whether it is physical pain or intrusive thoughts or volatile emotions, that is not the thing you're suffering from. The thing you are suffering from is this belief that I am unworthy, I am bad, I am alone, I am suffering, I have tried and tried and tried, and I cannot attain help. Now, this obviously can hurt. It can sound almost offensive. You can say, but I have tried. I have genuinely tried. I know you have. I know you have. But along the way, nobody ever pointed out to you that you're trying to fix something that is not broken. You are trying to fix an apparently broken relationship with your divinity, with your wellness, with the source of help, with the source of guidance. And the thing is, the relationship is not broken. The perception by you that it is broken is what is broken. That is the thing that is on fire. That's where you have to aim the nozzle of your fire extinguisher. When something happens to us in our childhood, sometimes it's a big thing, a big assault or a loss. Your house goes up in flames, whatever it is. Or sometimes, a lot of the times, it is a sudden death of someone close to us. And it traumatizes us that we lost them, and it traumatizes us that we are losable, that death is possible. And sometimes it's little things. Constant, perpetual, like how a constantly dripping tap will eventually erode a stone, a rock. In the same way, being around emotionally avoidant parents, emotionally wounded parents, being around parents who slowly, or sometimes grandparents, aunts and uncles, neighbors, cousins, whatever, who have slowly shut themselves down, slowly crawled inside their cave and slowly become afraid of the world. Being around that, being around people, parents who might be bipolar, or parents who might be depressed, or parents who might be emotionally detached, eventually you start to say, I am not okay. I am not worthy. I am not connected. I'm being punished, and I must somehow deserve it. And I need to figure out how to stop deserving it. That's the conclusion you came to from, remember, it's the cognition of a child here, but from the way you interpreted what was happening around you. You lost your sense of feeling connected and feeling okay. And then you started looking and with a sense of merit. I need to solve this incredibly hard puzzle, and I need to find this incredibly elusive helper that will help me. And I haven't made any success because apparently my problem is so big. The wounds that I carry are so big. The energy mass inside of me that I have to release is so big. And that belief is what is blocking you from feeling help. So the main part of this video is actually, I want to tell you that help is ever present, right? The top of an iceberg is not trying to find the bottom of the iceberg. A mountain peak is not trying to find the mountain range. You are already that. Your higher self is not at a distance. It's not refusing to take your calls. Your higher self is you. It is a level of perception from which you can perceive all the time. It's like if you could speak English and French, and you grew up speaking French, and one day you just moved to like life changed and you had to end up speaking English. And then one day somebody says, you start to tell yourself, I wish I could, the French part of me, I am seeking her, I am praying to her. But all you have to realize is that the French part of you is you. And you just have to exist as her and experience as her. So this higher self that you're seeking is not far away from you, ignoring you, and may possibly one day come to visit you. The higher self of you is you. It is you. And it is not a level of cognition or perception that you are not worthy of. And it is not something that requires, a lot of religion and modern day spirituality and ancient spirituality. A lot of the times we misunderstand it and we say, you need to be very, very highly trained, and you need to work with the most experienced master, and you need to spend years and years earning the master's grace so that they may teach you the formula to do this amazingly rare and special thing. But being you and being who you are is not rare, not difficult, not challenging. It is who you are, and you know how to be that. So my point is that the thing you're seeking to get help from is already a layer of your consciousness. You're literally seeking to express and exist as a higher layer of your consciousness. And the grace that you're looking for, the have mercy on me, universe, help me, fix this, what is wrong with me, why am I not worthy? That doesn't make sense. It's like standing in the sun, and everybody around you is also standing in the sun, and they're all getting warm. And you go, why can't I feel the sun? When will the sun put its warmth upon me? When will I deserve the sun's warmth? When will I find the sun's warmth? It doesn't make sense to ask the sun to give you warmth, because giving warmth is literally what the sun is. In the same way, asking God or the creator, the universe, spirit, the source, the thing, the one thing that is everything, that creates everything and fuels everything and sustains everything, asking that thing to do what it does, to begin doing what it does for you because it has stopped, is the problem. God or spirit did not stop caring for you. The sun did not stop being warm for you. The feeling that is the problem is the wound inside of you. So deep was your rejection by others, and then eventually you took that role upon yourself, and your rejection by your own self, that now you say God itself, love itself. God itself is not looking at me. Love itself is not loving me. Creation itself is not creating me. Consciousness itself is not conscious of me or giving me the consciousness that I need. None of those statements are sensible. After a while, you start looking for what was never lost, because what was lost was the sense of being okay. That permission to say, in this moment, I'm okay. I am one with spirit. My higher self is inside of me. My higher self is guiding me. And the energy of life, the energy that clears out emotionally, rejuvenates physically, and even heals and restores physically. That energy is literally flowing through me. It is what I am made of. It is not lacking. I am made of it. And the consciousness that can help me to understand better, to feel better, and to shift my limited distortions that are caused by the mind. Sometimes the mind gets addicted to behaviors. Sometimes it gets addicted to substances. Sometimes it gets addicted to emotions and feelings. Sometimes it gets addicted to behaviors and activities or beliefs. The higher consciousness that can wipe that away and wake me up one morning and say, you no longer need that at all. The mind can also become addicted to suffering. And I mean, like mental anguish of suffering, but also literally the experience of physical pain. That is something that the mind can create and get you trapped in. But the greater consciousness that can free you from the experience of physical pain or mental anguish and suffering, that consciousness is 100% of the time available to you. It's all around you. It's all within you. It is what you are made of. So my ultimate point is, it's okay to be okay. And you need to focus your healing journey on the fact that you are pushing like this and going, just resisting your nature and the nature of life. That was how I was for quite a while. For more than a decade, I had convinced myself that I was alone, unworthy, unhelped, incapable, and that life was futile and that the world was hostile and that no one loved me, no one cared for me, no one wanted to help me. Of course, looking back now, there are lots of people, human beings, who were loving me. The universe was loving me, and that better, healthier, healed part of my consciousness was helping me, but I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear it. And then after that, that same feeling moved on to my sense of, money and finances and abundance and freedom. I had literally denied myself permission to the point where I couldn't even leave my room or my bed. I convinced myself that I was unwanted anywhere further than the doorway to my bedroom. Nobody out there, nothing, this life, this universe does not want me. And I had caged myself into that belief. And I was trying to get people or processes or answers or books or whatever to fix the world because the world was bad. But what needed to be fixed was my perception. And what I needed to be able to accept a higher consciousness, a higher view of myself. I needed to open myself up to what already is and the better version of me. But in order to fix that, what needed to be fixed was I needed to want to be well. I needed to want to be well. That's it. And that's hard. I know that's hard to hear because so many people will say, of course I want to be well. Do you think I want to suffer? Do you think the suffering is fun? I know the suffering. I know the pain, the literal physical agony. I know that. And I'm not saying that you don't wish that to end. What I'm saying is, are you comfortable being okay? Being okay means putting down your map, your compass, your list of activities that are going to fix you, your schedule of healing modalities. Put it all down and be present, fully present in this moment. And say, let me perceive that I am well. Am I well? Am I well? I'm told that I'm well. Help me to perceive that. And it's not going to come all at once. It's not going to be some magical enlightenment process with a voice from heaven and light and kind of feeling. It won't be like that. It'll just be a little glimpse for 1 second. And you go, during that meditation, I did feel okay for 1 second. Or I did feel okay for 5 seconds. And then that will increase. And your sense of how you are will increase. Your remembering of what you are will increase. And then the grace that you have been saying, where is the grace? The grace will be allowed to come in. And I have seen this work dozens of times with people who have very slowly opened themselves up to meditation. But I've also seen it with some people who sit there with a personal guide and say, guide me. And this person is holding space and presence for them and introducing them to the simplest, most straightforward meditation to experience a moment of stillness. And the person will go like, no, I refuse to experience stillness. If you are resisting the process of meditation during the process of meditation, then you're not going to achieve anything. That's why at the beginning of all of my guided meditations, I take a minute, a second, 10 seconds to say, I choose with my free will, I choose to experience that I'm okay. I choose to experience the peace. Because if you're going in there pushing against the help or pushing against the experience, you're wasting your time. And if you refuse to feel what is, even for 1 second, you will not allow yourself to feel it for 2 seconds, and not for a minute and not for a day. And how can you possibly dwell in the experience of being okay? How can you possibly feel the love of the greater thing, the greater consciousness? How can you hear and perceive the guidance and the help of the higher self? And how can you allow the healing energy of the universe to flow through your body and heal you? How can you do that if you won't do it for 1 second? So my advice is really, really sit and contemplate this. And to the extent that it resonates with you, just say, yes, you know what? There is a part of me that has become identified with not being well, that's very comfortable with not being well. And I am ready to decide to experience whatever level of wellness I can perceive, even if that is 1 second of a little bit of peace. If that's it, that is what I will experience today. And let your daily practices and seeking and all these things, all the help that you're trying to get, instead of it going, I'm going to try today and see if today I'm worthy of help. Instead of that, let it be, okay, today I will experience whatever I'm able to experience. Maybe today I can experience 2 seconds of peace. And that shifts from the identity of I am not well and I'm pushing and resisting being well to the identity of I know I'm well and I'm inviting that experience a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. That's the shift that's going to make all of this work. Otherwise, all of the techniques and all of the guides and all of the help in the world will not help. There's a saying that says you cannot wake someone who's pretending to sleep. And if you really grasp that, you'll understand that you cannot make someone well who is not ready to experience being well. So thank you for listening. I know this is a very heavy topic. It is brutally honest. And if you've made it to the end of the video, then the honest truth is that you are genuinely tired of not being well anymore. And you are genuinely ready to feel better. And that in itself is the reason why I know that you will be successful. Because it is that the readiness to feel better is surrender. That is what surrender is. And then you put down everything, you stop fighting, you sit still and you say, help me to feel this. I believe it's possible. Help me to feel this. I allow myself to feel this. And that is the ultimate surrender. And it is the first step to actual prolonged, long-term lasting healing. So thank you for watching. And I do look forward to your comments on this one. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be controversial, but the mere fact that you're thinking about it, contemplating it, is something that I want to be involved in. And I will try to answer as many questions, as many comments as I find. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.